Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I decided to film an update, life update, everything update kind of video because well, I haven't filmed one yet on this channel, and I think it would just be a good way to for you guys to get to know me a bit more, because a lot has changed in my life since I filmed that first video. So yeah, I said I'd sit down. I have no idea where this video is going, but I said I suppose it's kind of a little updated get to know me video. I don't know really where to start. Also, ignore my hair, it's a crazy messy bun. So yeah, so basically a bit about me then to start with, I suppose. I am 22 years old. I am from Dublin, Ireland, and I am a makeup artist. I'm also a qualified personal trainer, which a lot of people don't know that about me. I left school 4 years ago and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I decided to go to makeup college because that's the one thing I knew. Okay, I like doing this, so I went to makeup college and did my whole year in college, I suppose, and then halfway through that I got quite sick. So I was in hospital for quite a long time. It wasn't a nice time in my life, but that's for another video. That's just a crazy period. So got sick, recovered, got back to college eventually, just in time to sit my exams, and then yeah, I qualified as a makeup artist. Just did freelance after I left school. In makeup, everyone is a makeup artist, so you have so much competition, and when you're just starting out it's really difficult unless you have like a social media platform or anything. And back then I would have never got in front of a camera and spoke, like never. So I found freelance really hard, and I actually stopped doing freelance and I went back to college again. So I went back and studied personal training in UCD, so like University College Dublin, and did a personal training course because I couldn't get a job anywhere in makeup. I wasn't making any money, so I was like, instead of me sitting around doing nothing, I'm gonna go back to college. In the middle of doing that course, I got a job in Inglot, so that is why we are here today. I got a job in Inglot. Inglot is like one of the biggest makeup companies in the country at the moment. Every makeup artist wants to work in Inglot, and like it was literally a dream came true. Like when I had my interview, I had my interview with the owner, Jane. She is incredible. So I had my interview with Jane, got the job, and no joke, I was on cloud nine that I actually pretty much forgot about my personal training course. I was doing my personal training course, I was also working in Inglot, and life was pretty good. So worked in Inglot for nearly 2 years. It was quite a long time, and I literally learned everything I know. That's why I started a YouTube channel, was when I started working in Inglot. I started my Snapchat when I was working in Inglot. I just started everything when I was working in Inglot. Graduated from personal training, the personal training course, because I did really enjoy doing the gym, going to the gym. So I did that course just to kind of get my knowledge up. So then when I got the job in Inglot, I kind of fell out of the whole fitness thing, because obviously I was working all the time. So then rewind to last year, it was January last year. I just finished Christmas, and if anyone works in retail, you'll know what Christmas is like in retail. It was crazy. It was just mad. Like there was people everywhere, stuff flying everywhere, people screaming at each other, people hugging each other. Christmas time, it was just, I never want to work in retail at Christmas ever again. It was just too much. After Christmas, it just went bleh. I wasn't working as much. I was really stressed without even realizing that. I then decided to make the massive decision to quit Inglot. So then I quit my job in Inglot. Again, I was kind of like back to square one with, oh crap, what have I just done? I have no income, I had no money. I had hit rock bottom without realising I'd hit rock bottom. And this will all make sense when this whole story comes together. So I didn't know what I was doing. At the time I did have a YouTube, but I was kind of so unmotivated with everything because I was so unhappy that I had left England. I was so unhappy that I had no money, because obviously you need, like, I know that's not top priority, but I was really, really struggling financially, that I wasn't going out. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. I still don't know what I'm doing with my life, but that I then was like, oh no, like, what the hell? I was like, will I go into personal training? And then I realised that just wasn't for me. I liked doing the training. I liked that course because I learned how to do it for myself, not to work and not to have clients and to do it that way, because I just didn't, that's not what I did the course for. So where do I go from here? So then I got onto jobs.ie and all of the different recruiting websites and just started looking for a job. I then got the job that I'm still in now. I'm not going to say where it is because I just want to kind of keep my job and my social media life, or like, yeah, I suppose you could say social media life, separate. And I'm full-time, so obviously being full-time it's quite hard, because I do really, really want to keep up this, which is YouTube and all of that. So it is kind of hard to balance the two, because I'm working full-time and it's so hard to get the videos up, and that I was starting to get a little bit more stressed again. Rewind anyway back to last summer, I ended up going to Canada, which was incredible. Like, I went to Canada for nearly a month. Went to Canada, it was absolutely amazing. I went over to surprise my friend over there, and it was just a break that I genuinely just needed. I really had never come to terms with what anxiety was, or what being stressed was, because I genuinely just had never really had, luckily enough, I had never come across anything that I would have to be that stressed over. But a lot of stuff happened last summer. I was so stressed, so like my head was all over the place. Like, coming home from Canada was probably one of the most traumatic things I think I've ever done in my entire life. My plain, brief, small, quick story time to do at Canada coming home. So I had a flight. I had to get two flights. So I had my flight from Vancouver to Toronto, and then from Toronto to London. So we got on the plane to Toronto and everything was fine. That was just a morning flight, and by the time I'd gotten to Toronto I would have had like a 3.5-4 hour gap until my flight to London. Everything was fine, we took off, no issues, it was okay. It was quite a small plane though, because it wasn't a long haul flight, it was a short flight. So it was quite a small plane, quite crammed, and I was like, oh no, it's fine, it's only like a 2-hour flight to Toronto, so I was like, this is grand. I was flying on my own, bear in mind. And I'd never really done a long haul flight bar going out to Canada. We're like an hour into our flight and the captain comes on and he was like, so we have to redirect to Ottawa. I was like, one, I haven't a bloody clue where Ottawa is. Two, I have a connecting flight. So I was like, oh no, we're only probably stopping for fuel or something. So reached the ground in Ottawa anyway. I texted my parents just to kind of update them, being like, you know, I'm stuck in a country I've never, wherever I was, don't know where I was. I was like, I'm here. That's where I'm going to be for the next, until I hear what the captain says. So touched down there and they said that there was fog or storms or something in Toronto and that we had to wait here. Like 6 hours later, we're still on the ground. They had made an announcement for all of us to get off the plane, and then they were like, actually no, you can't get off the plane. I hadn't been fed. There was no food. I didn't have my purse because it was in my bloody suitcase, stupidly. And I was like, oh, great. And then only did I think in my head, I was like, oh crap, my connecting flight to London, I've missed it. Like, I have missed my connecting flight. So then I worked it out that there's a time difference between Toronto and Vancouver by 5 hours. So I was like, okay, if I have a 5-hour time difference and we have a 4-hour layover, that means I have 9 hours spare. So this was we were on the plane for like 8 hours. So by the time we had taken off in Ottawa, to land in Toronto was 40 minutes. So I was like, okay, so by the time I get off this plane, I have 20 minutes to make my connecting flight. So we were all just kind of like, where do we go? So I literally just ran. I was like, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just going to run anyway. So I legged it, like sprinted across Toronto Airport. I hadn't a clue what my gate was, because obviously my gate had closed an hour before, because we were still in Ottawa, or we were on our way to Toronto. So finally got to my plane. They were like, oh, are you London? Are you London? I was like, yes. Like literally, like there was 6 of us running. I sat down and I was like, I've arrived. Like I'm not dead. Okay. Sat down and this lady beside me, like, God bless her, I felt so bad for her. But she was like a bit pale. I was like, oh no. I was like, I didn't want to say ask if she was okay, because I was like, oh no, I just want, like, if I was feeling unwell, I just wouldn't want anyone asking was I okay. I put my headphones in, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna chill. The woman beside me, projectile vomits everywhere, like, and wouldn't stop vomiting. She had the gastro bug or something that was going around at the time. Would not stop vomiting. I got vomited on, her boyfriend got vomited on, the seats got vomited on. So then that delayed our flight, because we had to get cleaned up, we had to get change of clothes, she had to be taken off the airplane, she wasn't even allowed to fly. So I stank vomit for the whole thing. I did 8 or 13 hour, 14, I can't remember. It was a long flight anyway, and I smelled the vomit. Hadn't ate in like 16 hours that I was fully like, I'm going to keel over and die, like, oh. 3 in the morning came, so I had gotten my flight from Vancouver at 6 in the morning, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning, so like nearly a full 24 hours later I got food. It was a sandwich. Then, long story short, we landed in London, and everyone stood up, everything was fine. We all stood up, and then the captain comes on again, being like there's been an emergency at the front of the plane. So that delayed us another hour. So then I was like, oh my god, I'm going to miss my London flight now. And I was just like, oh no, like, could this go any worse? Like, I hadn't a clue what was going on, didn't know when we were going to get off. Then they eventually got us off the back of the plane. So that happened, got my bags, checked in, met up with the girls, because they were actually getting a flight home, but they were getting it like, so I got my flight at 6 in the morning, they got theirs at like 7 in the evening from Vancouver, and they got a direct flight, so it's quite a long time. And I again thought I was going to die because I was so hungry, so I was like, I'm just going to go up to Nando's. Didn't my bank card only decline in Nando's that I actually just burst out crying? Like, I was so traumatised. I was in pyjamas, a jumper, my hair looked like this in Heathrow because I'd been vomited on, and my card declined. And then I looked at the screen and it was like, flight delayed by 4 hours. So my London flight to Dublin had delayed by 4 hours. And I was just like, I'm never getting home. Like, I'm just going to set up camp in the airport and live here. I was sitting in work. This was the Sunday. I'd gotten back on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. And sitting in work on Sunday. And I felt a bit unwell. I was just kind of like, ugh. I just thought I had the flu or something, so I didn't really think anything of it. And there was only 2 of us in that day, and I was just like, oh sure, we'll power through it, it'll be okay. But I had, without me even knowing, I had the biggest breakdown, a massive panic attack, but I didn't know that it was a panic attack or what was happening. I just thought I was unwell. Went to the hospital, and the doctor, like, I got into the waiting room, I was like, I really do not feel well. Stay, and a consultant came down, like, after I was fine at this stage, like I was feeling better, and another doctor came up, and he was like, they'd done loads of tests, like loads and loads of tests. Like, there was even a test that I just had to answer questions. I don't know why, but I did that test anyway, and the doctor had obviously got the results of that and came up to me, and he was like, have you ever spoken to someone? But I'm off the medication now. I'm still with my therapist. From that day, so 1 week later I started with my therapist, and I haven't missed a week since then. So that was in August and it is now February. That was August and it's now February. And I still go to her. She's absolutely incredible. She genuinely has changed my life and I am so much better now than I was. And that was my... Whoa! Where did my ring go? My ring just went flying off my finger. Yeah, with the whole YouTube channel, I'm very excited for this year. I'm definitely going to try get more uploads. It is quite hard being full-time, but I have a few plans on how I'm going to do this. And if that means I'm going to work after I work, I'll do it. I wanted to basically explain everything about what happened last year and how I'm doing and how things have changed, but yeah, that is the life update. There are a few other things that I want to address. I've had a lot of questions on my social medias about a surgery that I had, and we may as well just say it now when we're getting it off our chests. I did have my boobs done. I got my boobs done nearly, oh my god, what date is it? So I got my, it was, so 10 days, so it was the 28th of February last year. So yes, I did get my boobs done. It was an elephant in the room for quite a long time because I wasn't as fortunate in the whole breast department. After I got sick, I lost a lot of weight and my boobs were the first to go with that weight. My boobs and my bum. And obviously with the gym you can build your bum back. You can't build boobs, so that's why I got them done, but that's for a separate video. I will do a boob job video if that's something you want to see. But yes, I did get them done this time last year. So yeah, a lot of people have been asking me questions about it, if I had it done, where I went, how much it cost, all of that. So I'm going to do a video solely on that because people seem to be interested about it. But yeah, that was also a big thing that happened last year, I suppose, and that surgery. So it was a great time. I love them now, so like I'm just so happy. But yeah, I said I would film this update, kind of sit down, have a chat on what's been going on, and yeah, I just felt it was neat. Video, I hope I didn't go blabbing on for too long because, you know, we all have lives. You don't want to be sitting down watching me or talk shite for too long. But yeah, I hope you didn't find it too long and I do hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any other video suggestions, please leave them down below in the comment section down below, and I will film them because I'm going to film a lot more. I know I keep saying it, but I genuinely will. I have a YouTube book. I have when I'm supposed to film, so I will do that. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I really hope to see you in my next one. And yeah. Mwah.